Little Mouse Emily in the Enchanted Forest. Once upon a time, in a small mouse hole on the edge of a beautiful enchanted forest, lived little Mouse Emily. Emily was a small grey mouse with large shiny eyes and soft fur. She often felt lonely and misunderstood at home. She had an older brother who always teased her and a younger sister who took her favorite toys. Although her mother tried to spend time with her, the younger sister was always present because she was still very young, and her brother needed help with his studies. One evening, when Emily felt particularly sad, she decided to take a walk in the enchanted forest. This forest was full of mysterious creatures and extraordinary plants that glowed in the dark. Emily loved this forest because she always felt safe and happy there. The first turning point. As she walked through the forest, Emily came across an old, wise owl named Professor Owl. Professor Owl noticed the sadness on Emily's face and asked what troubled her. "Professor Owl, I feel so lonely and misunderstood at home," Emily said. "My brother always teases me, and my younger sister takes my toys. Mom tries to spend time with me, but she always has to take care of my sister and brother too." Professor Owl pondered for a moment, then said, "Emily, in the enchanted forest, there are many creatures that can help you understand how to deal with difficult emotions and find your place in the family. Come, I'll show you the way." Professor Owl led Emily deeper into the forest until they reached a clearing where a huge old tree grew. In the tree lived the forest fairy, known for her ability to grant wishes. "Hello, forest fairy," said Professor Owl. "This is Emily, who needs your help." The forest fairy smiled warmly at Emily. "Hello, little mouse. I've heard that you feel lonely and misunderstood. Would you like me to grant your wish?" Emily thought for a moment. She could ask the forest fairy to make her brother stop teasing her and her sister stop taking her toys. But would that really solve her problem? The second turning point. Emily decided on something else. "Forest fairy, I would like to learn how to deal with my emotions and find my place in the family." The forest fairy smiled even wider. "That is a very wise wish, Emily. To learn these things, you must go through 3 trials. Each will teach you something important." The first trial required Emily to help a little rabbit find its way home. The rabbit was lost and frightened, and Emily had to be patient and understanding to calm it and lead it back to its family. The second trial involved solving a riddle given by an old wise frog. The riddle was difficult, but Emily learned that she needed to be patient and think calmly to find the answer. The third trial was the hardest. Emily had to face her own fear. In a dark corner of the forest, she encountered a fearsome wolf, symbolizing her fear of being misunderstood and lonely. Emily had to find the courage to look the wolf in the eyes and say, "I am not afraid of you, because I know I am important and loved." As soon as she said this, the wolf vanished, and Emily felt as if a huge weight had been lifted from her heart. The forest fairy appeared again and said, "Emily, you have passed all the trials. You have learned to be patient, understanding, and brave. Now you know that you are important and loved, even if you sometimes feel lonely." Emily thanked the forest fairy and Professor Owl, then returned home. When she entered her little hole, she noticed her brother and sister waiting for her. "Emily, where have you been?" her brother asked. "We were worried about you." Emily smiled and said, "I was in the enchanted forest and learned how to deal with my emotions. Now I know that we are a family and we must support each other." From that day on, Emily felt less lonely and more understood. She knew she could always count on her family, as well as the friends from the enchanted forest, who helped her find her place in the world. And so, little Mouse Emily lived happily ever after, knowing she was important and loved, and that the enchanted forest would always be a place where she could find support and understanding. Remember that you are important and loved, even if you sometimes feel lonely. Be patient and understanding with others, just as Emily was with the rabbit. Find the courage to face your fears, just as Emily faced the wolf. Seek support from family and friends when you feel misunderstood. Remember, like Emily, you can always find your place in the family and be happy.